over to Dr. Saket.
Thank you, Shekhar. Hope I'm audible
Yes, sir, you're audible.
and my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Please
Thank you.
go.
Thank you. So, thank you for giving this opportunity. I'll talk a little bit about the entrepreneur ecosystem and try to motivate the entrepreneurs and then talk about the BIG in brief. And of course, Dr. Pratima will take over and guide you in terms of building the application. So being an entrepreneur, you are your own boss. So there is a term called BIOB. So you become your own boss and you can get to do what you want. You get to make your own team, the kind of person you want to work. You can develop that particular team and work with them. You create jobs and that way you create innovation ecosystems, whatever impact that is possible in the society. So the moment you are giving job in the industry or in the ecosystem, you are creating impact in the society. So being an entrepreneur, this is one of the biggest impacts that you can create, apart from developing a technology that can impact the society as well, solving the problems or reducing the cost of a particular product. And of course, entrepreneurship, it itself is a journey. You are your own boss. You are the captain of the ship. You can steer in any direction at various scales that you want. Some points to ponder, and from my experience that I can talk about is design thinking process that you take care of developing a particular product. When you are thinking from a design aspect, you solve a problem, you become a very good observer of the society, the problems that is relevant in the society, and you come up with a solution for that particular problem by doing a design thinking process. Essentially, it means that you are looking into the doability, the feasibility, the costing, whether there is a need of that particular product in the market or not. Then I'll talk about some success stories in my ecosystem in an incubator that I was the CEO earlier. So at Ingram Labs Foundation, I met with a few innovators who were very, very successful. Some of the startups like FarmLay, they're doing at this moment around 30 CRs per month. And they started from scratch. I've seen them developing those particular products of supply chain. They solve certain problems with the supply chain. And they developed it at the basement of our TBI. And from them, I realized that there are 4 M's that needs to be understood from a TBI, that needs to be exploited from a TBI. The 4 M's are first, basically having method that you understand being a startup, and followed by mentors. You need good mentors who have been into the industry, sort of been there, done it all kind of person. Then third is money. Of course, you need money. Fourth, basically market access. So these forums are very important, and a technology business incubator provides you with that. Thankfully, for the BIG program, FITT is well equipped with these kind of forums. The 5 T's that we look for in startups are basically technology, time, the TAM, the total addressable market, and the team. So a total addressable market basically is the amount of market that you can reach out, and there is a SOM called serviceable obtainable market that you can actually capture. It is responsibility of high IQ people to develop certain solutions to the problems in the society, because average IQ people cannot solve those problems on their own. So if we are privileged to have this kind of opportunities of developing a particular product through government funds, then a BIG applicant is getting around 50 lakh rupees to develop a solution to a problem. So government is providing every possible opportunity to develop a particular product. And essentially, they are looking into the impact into the society. Essentially, this is more or less without much collateral compared to the private sector. There are more than 3,000 universities in this country. And if one university comes up with one solution to a particular problem, so you can understand that there could be solutions to 3,000 problems of the society in a year. So it's a point to ponder. Then I'll talk about a little bit about Elon Musk. So he used to say that this is the time. So we don't have future, we don't have past, we are live in present, we die in present. So if you can come up with a solution to a particular problem, so your time is now. It doesn't have to be a young person, somebody young at heart can actually come up with a solution to a particular problem. There should be a keen observation of the pain points around you. So the moment you walk out of your house, there might be some problems that you see on a recurrent basis. And if you can come up with an innovative solution to that, then you are an entrepreneur. There is a famous judge in Shark Tank USA called Laurie Gainer. She used to say that first you crawl, then walk, then run. So in any kind of business or innovation system, you just start very slow, keep crawling, then walk, and then run. Innovation is very unique because let me tell you that big companies, multinational companies, they have everything to their disposal. They have money, they have the research and development organizations, and all those things. But innovation is something which cannot be standardized in a lab. It comes through sparks of innovations. If very few moments of joy is there, where the innovation comes up. And another important thing that I should talk about is that India had always been into the entrepreneurial ecosystem before the British people came. When the British people came, they wanted to develop a clerical system, so they systematically crushed the entrepreneurial ecosystem of the country. Earlier, India used to be a trading nation. So you should keep in mind that the entrepreneurial spirit and this particular aspect of entrepreneurship is in our blood. And lastly, but not the least, female entrepreneurship should be encouraged, and at FITT we are encouraging this in a big way. Females have a very different kind of brain that has been proved by science. They are multitasking. They have a different wiring of their neuronal network. So they are very good in multitasking, and it has been shown through data that they make better CEOs at highest places. And whenever a woman CEO is there in a particular organization, the attrition rate, the people leaving that particular company, and the success of that particular company, usually on an average goes up. Before starting any entrepreneurship journey, you should ask these kind of questions. And if you want to take a picture of this particular 10 questions, then I'd be glad. These 10 questions will always haunt you, and you should always be able to answer this question. And if you give the answers of these questions are in positive, then you should be able to start a particular journey as an entrepreneur. So briefly, this is like, am I really good for this particular journey that I'm going to take? Am I having the right kind of skill sets to develop this particular technology? Whether I can develop a team or not? Can you describe this particular idea in a 25-word statement? What is the competition at this moment? Whether you are solving a real problem of the society or not? So these kind of brainstorming session has to be done even before starting an idea thinking process. Moment you are solving this particular 10 questions and all the questions are in positive, then it's the time to take up the journey. A little bit about FITT. So we have been into this ecosystem for the last 30 years. We have multiple success stories. We have supported more than 1,000 startups, more or take, give and take. And 250 startups have been directly supported through incubation agreements. There have been lots of startups into the acceleration cohorts. So many success stories in all sectors. We are sector agnostic. We take all kinds of deep technologies, be it in the EV sector, be it in the space tech, be it in the biotechnology sector. All kinds of startups are welcome. As I said about the four M's, we take care of all the four M's from the idea stage to the go-to-market stage, and we understand the ecosystem as a technology business incubator, as a accelerator, and of course as an ecosystem player in research and development as well. So we have pan-India partnerships. So if you need co-incubation model also, we have that. We take care of IP management, and this is called intellectual property management, and we support technology transfers also. There is ample amount of funding. Money is never a problem. If you have a good idea and if you have a good technology at your disposal, then money is absolutely not a problem. All the forums will be taken care of if ITT. We have a dedicated technology transfer office that is an ancillary part of our organizations that takes care of IP, industry mappings, and technology transfers. It also supports spin-off permissions. Spin-off basically is if a professor or a student wants to develop a startup and then take it to the market. So we have that particular facility also. We work as an ecosystem player. We conduct regularly workshops, training programs that includes IP, technology transfer managements, of course, technical trainings, research and development projects, funding opportunity and grant writing, roadshows. Expanding, we have more than 3 incubators at this moment. Each one is having more than 5,000 square feet area. And at any given time, we can cater to more than 200 startup teams in our various incubators. One is in Sonipat, 2 of them are in the IIT campus, and one research and innovation park is there that caters to more than 200 companies and startups. This is one of the screenshots of the building, and at the right is the Sonipat Institute. Various funding programs at various stages of the startup. You come with a good idea, and if you are thinking of going out with a market-ready product, so we have the funding mechanism for each sector, each stage of your product development. A little bit about the BIG grants. So if you have a final product that can be utilized with the utility in the biotechnology sector. So for example, if you have an IoT device, that is the Internet of Things device, and you have an engineering team, and your final use case is basically into the biotechnology sector, then definitely you can apply for this particular grant. 50 lakh rupees is there, and essentially compared to other funding agencies, the grant release and the due diligence process are very quick. You get 50 lakh in 3 tranches, and usually it is for the 18 months. You can have any number of team size. You can even rope in industrial partners. There has to be a letter of intent. All you have to do basically is go to birc.nic.in and start writing the application program. There is a letter of intent that has to be provided by FITT, so we help you with that also. The moment you start writing that particular grant, you ask for a PDF form of the letter of intent, and we'll provide you immediately through email. You have to scan and just put it as an attachment in the BIG website. So all kinds of startups, be it in the agri-tech, food tech, biomedical, industrial, agricultural systems, drugs, and other sectors, anything under the bracket of biotechnology, in the final output of that particular product has to be in the biotechnology sector. So those kind of startups can actually apply. Even the innovators can apply. You don't have to have a company at the initial stage. You could be an innovator with a good prototype, working prototype, and you can apply for it. And later on, you just form a private limited company to get the grant. This funnel shows that at various stages, BIRC is very supportive of the startups and the innovators. You can start up right from the student stage at EUVA and Sitare, and then go up to BIG to the PCU and the market access. So at each level, the grant money actually increases. EUVA, it could be a few lakhs. At market stage, it could be around 3 crores. BIG is somewhere in between at 50 lakhs. Even for the faculty, there are various programs from BIRG. So all you have to do is basically go to the BIRS site and check the kind of funding mechanism that is available, both for the faculty and the students and the researchers. PACE is basically for the faculty. Sparsh is again a social innovators fellowship program. So you get a 50,000 fellowship, and 5 lakhs is the startup money, the initial startup prototyping grant. And at any given time, we have 3 or 4 CSR programs running. Pfizer is one of them. Then there is Samsung's program that is long. Marquee names are there. Boeing is there. Samsung is there. Sona Comstar is there. So each one provides some grants for the startups, and we usually conduct grant challenges through those particular CSR grants. We are encouraging women entrepreneurs also. So various programs, there are various funding mechanisms through which only the female founders are encouraged to apply for this kind of programs. Re-Evolution is one of them. Lots of success stories, even through BIRAC and of course through the biotechnology incubator that we have here. One of the incubators is a professor himself, one of the genius professors. So he has developed a waterless urinal solution, so that urinal doesn't require any kind of water. So this is one of the innovations that has been taken to the market, and lakhs of units have sold. Similarly, Clensta is a waterless sanitation solution. Sanfi is into the female hygiene, and FlexMotive is into the supportive for the paraplegics. Rig Nano Test Rights, they have developed biomedical devices for the testing of hemoglobins and various parameters, smart spectrophotometry. Centiglow, one of the best cases of an entrepreneur's journey. Dr. Pankaj Parashar, he was an MBBS. He quit his job, his government job. He did his PhD from IIT Delhi to develop this particular product. It's an early stage kidney disease detection device. And with this device, he can actually detect a very nano solution, nano level kidney problems at very early stage. So he has developed a particular solution which even the Lal Path Lab is after his life. So they want to take this particular technology to the market straight. So we are thinking of developing a technology transfer around this particular product. NanoClean again is a very unique sort of nasal filtration solution. So you dab this particular product onto your nostrils, and you're good to go for 2.5 hours. It takes care of the 2.5 PMs and even the heavy metals and all those things. And then NanoSafe, they have developed copper nanoparticle based solutions for water purification. Several other startups, I can go on. There are 250 startups to tell about their success stories, but I'll just wrap it up with saying that moment you are here at FITP, you will get lots of support from the mentors. We have all the standardized methods. You will get the money as well as the market access. During COVID also, we developed lots of innovative products through our startups. You can see some of the startups developed ozone decontamination systems. Some of them developed a reusable mask, and lots of other solutions were developed during the COVID. One of the professors developed a disease detection kit through real-time PCR. So that has sold several crores into the market through our technology transfers. So yes, I'll conclude with that, and I would request you to go to birc.nic.in and fill up the form, and a letter of intent will be provided to you by our team. Moment you just write to us, and Shekhar will just put in the chat box the email IDs. You can reach out to us for that. So I'll conclude that and I give the baton to
submit a project. There are many points are there. If you overlook that, so your project will not be complete. So this 12 factor actually very very important. Every one is very very important. Like from the very beginning, from the title to the budget requested also. So one by one, I am going to every point and clarify it. When you go for the title, many times I have seen that because I am working on in this for few call already. So sometimes the title is very big, like 2 lines and 3 lines, and there are so it is not actually the wanted. So self-explanatory should highlight your product and service in short and precise, and don't write this type of word because already you have identified or explored or screened your product or your idea. So the title is a very important things, and it carry marks. Every 12 point carry marks actually. So be careful about when you are making the title. Now you should know your problem very clearly, like the problem statement. Uh, when does the problem occur and the type of root cause? It is very important. And most important thing is that we are writing too much for the description or the uh, I mean the known fact. So if it is a diabetes or if it is a cancer problem or many things, health device or diagnostic. So don't write too much description on the known fact because uh, write to the point what is your problem and what is the root cause and how we can help in this for, and what is your kickoff point for that. So this way actually, and why the customer will take your product if in the market there are many other products like this also. So this problem actually you have to know very clearly. So what you have shared actually your visions highlight your technical novelty. You should know the novelty and what is the outcome of the project. And this novelty you have to clearly write very consciously actually, not for the long way. Maybe the one paragraph, some 300 or 200 words. Second point is the highlight the differentiation. Differentiation means making something different. Your product is something different, and and that is the novelty. So this point should be clear, and highlight the value proposition. Value proposition is that you have to identify your customer's main problem. Maybe the product or device is in the market already, but you want to make it more good or more helpful. So you should know what is your kickoff point. So identify your customer, what is the main problem of that, and all the benefit of your product you should know, and what makes it the valuable. So that means actually the benefit or the economic value that helps the buyer who will buy your product. So that is the highlight the value proposition very clearly. You have to write in few bullet points or few points. That means the key advantage of the product or solution, why it is a better, maybe it is a cost effective, maybe it is the easy of reaches or access. So any point, what is your kickoff point, what is that this is the different from the other product. So you have to clearly write there. IPS strategy, I think my next speaker will discuss. Otherwise, I will come back again. I think it will be discussed by Dr. Rima. So another most important point is because I am telling about this from my experience. Relevance of the team, it is very important. Actually, it carries a very good marks. So maybe you have teams, maybe 4, 5, 6 person, but uh, you don't have the pi don't have the required expertise. Maybe you are a doctor and you are making a device of engineering. So you can say, okay, yes, I have a team. Okay, you have a team, but you don't have much idea about that engineering product. So this type of required expertise is very very important when you are the pi. So that point you should not be the pi. Your team member who has that expertise of this product should be the pi. So it is carry a good marks, or sometimes it is not actually fruitful. You are giving, you are an engineer and making a product of a medical devices, or opposite or anything. So your expertise, you will say ki yes you have, because you are pi. To the team member complement your skill. all the CV at first you have to see your team member, your mentor, your advisor. If they are capable, I mean, they are complement to your skills, and you have the technical and business advisor. That is also another big point, because around 40% marks carry in this total 100 marks. There are technical and, I mean, mainly the business point of view. Technical is around 60, and business is around the 40. So your business advisor, your business model, your I mean, just when it will buy in the market, your selling type of selling or everything, it should be. I mean, their advisor should be very strong. Maybe you don't have the idea of the business, but someone should be there. And technical point of view, technical team will be very strong. So you can make a team, very big team, no problem. But they should be the qualify, or they should be the complement about the subject or about the device or about the product that is the relevant. So the relevance is needed. Business model is very good. I mean, at least 30 to 40 marks almost in the business model, because your key partner, maybe the manufacturer to whom you will distribute it, to whom you will give it, or supply chain, or the relevant partners, you should identify before, not after 18 months. Before you have to choose, and before you have to identify, or you have to think about that. And the cost structure of the product, why the product will, how to customer, I mean, the uh, commercialization, I mean, these things you needed, because 5-year journey you have to give them, right? So the your price, your selling price, your cost price, what is the profit, why you're taking the profit, how much profit you're taking. And means mostly the, I mean, make in India product is very, very, welcome. So, and revenue stream also, B2B or B2C, to the directly to the business, I mean, any other business person or any organization or any hospital, you're buying your product, or directly to the customer. So this revenue stream you should know very carefully, because if you are the PI and your team also, right? So these three part, key partner, cost structure, and revenue stream, and the relevant team, these four things actually very, very important whenever you apply for this product, because it is a startup project. It is not a academic project or the research project. Mainly it is a startup project. So they actually see your product is, you can develop is okay, idea is okay, you have idea, but you don't have any business model. Last moment you will not get the project. So that is very, very important. Whatever your idea is excellent, maybe but you don't have any business model or business capacity, so it's not actually fruitful here. Okay, so be careful about that when you are applying it. So clear description of objectives and milestone, very shortly, I think, because are this doable, are this doable in this month, because it is 18 month, 1.5 year project. And 1 and 2 months sometimes it's go here and there. So around, you can say, the 14, 15 month in your hand. And make your objectives like this, within 15 months you can, 16 months you can, maybe 2 months in your hand. So you can complete the objective. So three objectives, total project will be divided into three objectives, and every objective should be in a 2 or 3 milestone. Milestone means what are the steps in this objective you need to gain it. Okay, so whatever you will promise there, whatever you will write in your project, that you have to complete. Otherwise you cannot take the grant. Maybe the first grant you can take if you qualified, but not the next milestone or third milestone. You cannot take the money, because there are many very strict rule is here. Actually, you have to complete the your milestone and your objective. If you promise it, you will do it. Okay, and it is already uh, approved. So know the scheme you are applying for, how many years for that, how many months for that. Describe what can be achieved in the complete duration. Okay, break up into smaller objectives, not a big objective. Don't give it, because time is very short. You have to take your manpower, you have to buy your instrument, you can buy your contingency. So you have to travel here and there. So ultimately you have to do the project, you have to do your work. So be careful about that. What could be the measurable or quantifiable milestone, that you have to write. I mean, think twice or thrice, and then, I mean, do it. Okay, if it is doable in this target or in this budget. uh, there are many regulations and risk factors are there. Sometimes we are making some product from the waste product. From the waste, we are making some product or something. So that time we are taking this waste from different type of tin or different type of shops or something like that. So there also you have to know that you need some regulatory clearances, you need some certification for the product. So any challenges in terms of technical feasibility uh, you have, so that you have to think before when you are writing the project. Ethical approval, if you require the ethical approval, please do it before or think it before, so that very quickly you have to pass it. Certification of the product, regulatory clearance that may be required, licensing for manufacturing and sale. See, these all things, if you are not think before or in the in the same time, I mean parallelly you do. So many times I have seen that we have to short close the project. That means that you will get the first tranche, that is maybe the 10 to 15 lakhs, but after that they were not giving the tranche because they can't do it. It is not feasible at all. So the reviewer will review it and then they will do the short close. So very carefully, if you this type of things are there, any technical feasibility is there, any approval is needed, any certification needed, if you have to do all the things before, or at least think before, or your team should be ready, they can do it parallelly, right? So roadmap also you have to give, include the risk factor and its stage and plans to mitigate every year. Maybe your project will be, if it is a 23 now, 24 or 18 month or maximum 2 years you can get time. But after that also 3 years plan also you have to give, so that they can ask you, okay, why you are taking this project. After 2 years you will finish the project and then nothing. So it is not like that. It is a startup project, so you have to make it something and you have to buy it, and for India or for the mankind you have to do something else. Okay, so this way you have to give the 5-year plan at least. So current product status and where would be this funding take you. So in every arrow you have to write, and what is the current clients or user, and after 1 year, after 2 year, how many clients will be increased. So in different way you have to clarify your roadmap and your milestones, because you know your product and you know your journey. It is a competitive landscape like a idea, so you have to do it in your presentation also, and in your project also, what is a competitive landscape. So this way you can make it, maybe the fourth quadrant like, or any way you can make it, any way whatever you like you have to make it, because who is your player, the player with you, you will compete. So in the market there are many players like you, and the same product also you can do it, I mean compete with them. So what is a competitive landscape? Why we take the pizza from one shop or not other shop? So that way actually we are comparative. Okay, we are thinking sometimes we are taking from the Domino's or we are taking the Pizza Hut. So that way actually your product will be compared with other product. So how we can make this good story about it? So make your presentation very attractive type of things, not only the academic type of research type of the presentation. So presentation also carry 10 to 15 marks, and your presentation, how you present it. So please practice is within 8 minutes you have to present everything, and your present should be very attractive and colorful also, and all the points should be there, whatever I have already covered here. Thank you. And I think it is already done. Yeah, already Dr. Sakit completed this success story. So thank you so much, and I'm ready for any questions or anything if you have. Hi, Shekhar, over to you.
Thank
But
you.
is there any template for this?
Pardon?
Any template to fill all these things? If you have any template ready, then it will be with the sample. Then it will be easy for the whoever in the startup can fill this all the details.
May I know who is, I mean, who is asking these questions and anything? So,
This is my name is Srinivas. Actually, I'm speaking on behalf of my wife, Sailesh.
okay. Yeah, we'll take the questions, right? We'll take the question after some times, okay? Just a few minutes after. Dr. Shekhar, I mean, Shekhar, would you
Yes,
continue,
ma'am.
yeah, with me, the question answer, or Rima will continue and then.
Yeah, we are looking forward to take the queries towards the end of the session. We have one more speaker with us. If everyone allows, I'll invite them. Is it okay?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
complete the, yeah, complete.
yeah,
I will,
yeah. Okay. So if you have any queries, we'll take it towards the end of the session.
yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pratima, for.
We go to this website and email ID. If you need any help, we can help you.
Thank you, madam. We just wanted to implement the RETA technology for our ready product, which improves the shelf life. Okay. So for that, we are looking for the incubation opportunity, incubation center.
Yeah, we can write the specific things, then we can forward your things in Hyderabad or whatever you write. Okay.
Sure, madam. I'll drop an email. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, please take your incubator where you are located nearby. It is feasible
Yes,
for
yes,
you.
madam.
Yeah,
That's why
it is better.
I'm from Hyderabad, so that's why we are from
Yeah,
Hyderabad.
there are many, I think, not one.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, if there is anyone else who wants to ask question, please go on.
Uh,
Or
Shashikant,
else we'll take questions from chat box.
yeah, tell me.
So, Dr. Pratima, this is directed towards you. What's the mark distribution for the 12 different aspects of evaluation of the proposal? Shrikant Tiwari asked
Yeah,
this.
yeah, I have seen.
Yes.
Yeah, I know him. Uh, Shashikant Tiwari. Okay. So, I can remember everything exactly, but I will get back to you and I will write you in the email. But approximately, I can tell you that which part they are giving. Mostly the business part is around 40, and your technical and team and all of the things around 60. So including your title, your presentation, your how you have make your presentation, it is how much attractive or not, because attractive also needed in a brief way. You have to make them understand, right? For the 8 minutes only you can get the time to present. So 8 minutes is not a big one actually for your project. Yeah, it is a big project. And I mean there are many components, but only 8 minutes you have to explain them everything so that the reviewers can take the questions from that presentation. So it is actually very much needed. So whatever I will already told you, that the business model and team member is very important, and where you sell it, where is the market, how you will sell it, what is their profit. This type of all questions will come in your interview with after your presentation. Okay.
Yes. Are there any other queries?
The chat box, any queries there and more?
Yeah, one is directed towards Dr. Saket. So Everflow Global asks that is the grant available for B2G business model?
Yeah, if there is a business case in there, we'll definitely take it up.
So if anyone else is having any questions and query, they can ask them now, or I've provided the email IDs of both the speakers. And
They can ask little bit 5 minutes more, I think.